Well, okay, I have graded and made comments on your discussion called Three Topics. And my comments are in your grades. They're not in the discussion this time, they're in your grades. So please go to my grades, click there on the discussion called Three Topics, and then read what I had to say, please. It's very, very important, okay? Basically, I saw a lot of good topic ideas. I really appreciate you're all developing 3 topics. I saw tons of good ones. I'm very impressed. Basically, what you do now is on all 3 topics, to arrive at your topic paper that's due Monday night, all right? It's getting close. Basically, you start the research on all 3 topics, and you follow the path of least resistance. You try to find the topic that's easiest to research. It's that simple, okay? Don't make a mountain out of a molehill here. If you're just not getting any place with the research, switch to another topic and see what happens. But that said, the research is not that easy. Don't think you got to do all this Monday night, okay? You really need using the Helmke Library databases, which is required, all right, it's not that easy. It takes some noodling around. If you've never done it before, there's a learning curve. After you get used to them, I guarantee you're going to really like them, all right? They really bring back good results. Plus, they'll do the citing for you. So my suggestion is to start over on the help folder on the left, okay? And if you click on the help folder and scroll down a little bit, you'll see a lecture that I created called Using the JSTOR Database. JSTOR is a terrific, terrific collection of articles about nearly all topics. They're PDF files, so that they means they have page numbers. That's terrific, okay? There's a lecture there on how to search that database. Then there's another lecture called Citing Made Easy. It sounds like it's a lecture about citing, but I'm actually going over how to use the Academic Search Premier database and then how to let it do the citing for you. All of these databases do the citing, okay? The key to good searching in a database is to think of what are called keywords. They're words that describe your topic. They're not phrases, they're words. And then you combine these words. Usually the search engines show up as 3 different fields, like, you know, you put in one word, one of your keywords, and then in another field, it's called those little boxes, you put in another keyword, and then in another field, you put another keyword. You can do 2. Always do 2. Don't do just 1. And what that does is it finds articles that contain both of those words. Not just one of the words, but both of those words. And that helps you narrow your search, okay? Usually searches are too large, not too small, okay? If they're too small, that means you're not using good keywords, that instead you're using phrases. These databases do not work like Google. You can't just ask questions. You have to think of keywords. A keyword is one word that partially, at least, describes your topic. Okay, so I should give you some examples there. If you're doing like autism, okay, and one student I know is doing something on. She's a pre-dental major, all right, and she's also interested in autism. She has a neighbor who's autistic, right? Well, guess what? Dentists are going to treat people with autism, right? So how's that going to work, all right? So in the search engine fields, you put in one field you put autism, and in the other you put dental care. It's that simple, all right? And then you come up with group articles, okay? So please, please, please start by looking at those lectures. Remember, this is not a Google paper, okay? It is not a Wikipedia paper. It is not an encyclopedia entry, all right? So that's why we don't start with Google. That's why we don't start with Wikipedia. We're not writing those kinds of papers. We're not writing about the what. We're writing about the how and the why, and that's why you have to do your own research to get to these nuggets, these kernels of truth that tell you the how and the why. We already know what the what is. We can look up the whats, all right? It's finding the meaning of the research that we don't know yet, and that's what we're requiring you to do, is tell us what all this means, okay? In a couple of your cases, if you look at your grades, you'll see where I've sent you to a couple of websites, favorites of mine, particularly some media and political type article or topics. These are .org sites. These are not political sites, right? They're .org sites. They're research-oriented sites from reputable research institutions, okay? So I've sent you those. So there are a few exceptions to using the databases. I still expect you to use the databases, but I just asked you to start with these .org sites. Basically, you start the research. Here's a summary. Start the research, okay, on all 3 topics, unless you're settled on one, all right? And even then, you start the research, make sure it's researchable. And then, basically, you follow the path of least resistance. You go with the flow, in other words. You know, you find stuff that interests you, great, that's your topic. If you don't find anything that interests you, great, that's not your topic. It's that simple, okay? So, your topic papers due Monday night, but you have to do the research first. So I hope you're on top of this, all right? Hey, I've rambled on too long. I'll see how you do next week.